Hello and welcome for Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do our first ever unboxing video of a board game we got. I did just take the plastic off. I actually started the video but then noticed I hadn't set up my voice meter, so I wanted to make sure the sound was as good as it could be. But anyway, I have not opened the game box yet. So this is a game by Uwe Rosenberg. And he's done a lot of great games such as Agricola, amongst many others. A lot of big games, a lot of huge games, Euros and whatnot. So anyway, let me fix our tree here a little bit. There we go here. Our little sad Charlie Brown Christmas tree here. But anyway, just Merry Christmas to everyone. So this is a game we ordered this week. We watched a lot of YouTube videos on it, and it had a great solo play. I think Slicker Dips, or I think that's his name, did a solo play on it, and we watched that several times along with some 3 and 4 player games one by Heavy Cardboard and teaching and overview, along with I think Dice Tower did an overview on it and stuff like that too, amongst many others. We watched just about every video that we can on this before we finally decided to bite the bullet, because it is a little bit of a cost to the game, as you can see if you go on Amazon. But it's a huge game, as you can see here. It's a huge box. And again, so let's read about what it's about here. So I'll try to focus on here. So it says, delve into the world of Vikings and dabble in trading, hunting, raiding, pillaging, plundering, and raiding some more. Build houses, explore new worlds, and every round, and have a feast in Odin's name. In this great strategy game, Uwe Rosenberg lets you relive the bygone era. A large variety of actions and occupations guarantees your Northerners long-lasting fun. With each game creating a new world on your player board. A big Viking box full of components and possibilities. And yes, there are tons and tons of components in here. And again, in this video, we're not going to really go over any of the gameplay. There are plenty of videos on that. We may do one later on, possibly, or even a playthrough. We'll see on that. But for now, I'm just going to show you what's inside this box, because this is one of my favorite things about getting a new game, is punching out all the components and everything. And again, I'm not going to probably punch out all the components on camera, but I just want to show you what you get for your dollar. So there's a lot of bang for your buck in here. So I'm going to cut the video right here. And open the box for. Actually, I'm just going to move some stuff here. Don't really need to cut it. Just move some stuff out of the way here. And show you what's inside, since I already did take the plastic off. So take the spot. Oh man! And again, this is a huge box. All right. So here we go. Let's put the box cover right here. We'll show you what's inside the box here. I'll take them off and show you every little thing here. And it does come with some great component trays, which is a nice touch to the game. Well, this is the baggies in here, as you're going to get a lot of components, so it's nice to have extra baggies. These right here are some of the resources. I believe we have iron in here in blue and stone in the gray here. So this is some components. These are the wood components right here. Lots of wood components there. Your tons of meeples here. Again, it's set for 4-player games, so it's 4 different colors. I believe 4 different colors of meeples: black, red, yellow, and blue. So each player is going to get their set of meeples. 2 dice. There is some dice rolling. Some of the hunting and raiding actions are going to require rolling dice. Some of the dice are for you want a low roll and some you want to roll high. There's some, but it's not just random dice rolling. You get to mitigate the dice rolls with equipment and different things, and to do certain tasks. And even if you lose certain tasks, you're able to get resources for them. So it's not just all or none kind of thing. But anyway, so that's just a couple of the dice. I believe it's a D12 and a D8. I think it is a D8. All right. Okay. So here are the cards. I think these are. Not sure exactly what these are. I think some of them are weapon cards. A, B, and C. Some of them are. I think actually these are the weapon cards right here. Let me put these back so you can see them a little bit better. So these are your I think profession cards right here. As you get different professions you can get, which you can place workers to be able to play these cards and do different things. These are some of your weapon cards right here. So you get different weapons. These are for some of them are for whaling. The swords are for like pillaging and whatnot. These right here are your trays right here. Plastic. There's two. Again, they're not super high quality, but they're good enough. Let's see if I can get this off here. I'm not going to try to rip it apart. But anyway, there's two trays here, and these are, as you can just see, there's going to be tons of components that are going to go in these. So these are your trays right here. Just put them off to the side there. So again, these are your. Let me just check here. Yeah, I think these are. Actually, you know what? I think some of these I know are starter, and some of them are do not open yet. Do not open yet. So I think you start with certain ones, and then you advance later on as you do it. By the way, so those are your trays right there. Let's see what else we got. Scoring deck for end game scoring. You can see there's a lot of different areas of scoring here. Ships, emigration, exploring boards, shields and houses, sheds and houses, sheep and cattle. You can breed in here too. Occupations, occupation card, silver, final income. You get the English crown. You get something too, and then it's let's see if I can read this. Oh, you see a positive points. Those are your positive subtotals. And then you have negative subtotals, which are spaces you don't... you have negative income and stuff like that, which you have to account for if you don't cover it up with items, as you'll see later. Kind of a Tetris-y thing. Exploration boards, sheds and houses, and... thing penalty. Okay, so here you go. You can see them a little bit better now. So we focus in on here. But anyway, so it's a victory point game. All right, so that's just an example of something there. Here we go. Here's the actual player board, which I'll show you briefly. And again, it looks like there's a lot of there is a lot of stuff to do. This is an example of player board here. Well, this is the player board, not the player board. I'm sorry. This is the action board. So these are all the different actions you can take. Again, each row. Right here, each row is 1, 2, 3. Actually, 1, 2, 3. You can build houses. You can build ships. You can go hunting, livestock market, weekly market, products market, crafting market, mountains and trade, sailing, and finally your emigration and occupation action. So tons of different actions here. And again, it's a work replacement type game. So what you do is you replace one worker for any of the actions in the first column here, 2 for the second column, 3 for the third, and 4 for the fourth. And you have a certain amount of workers per round, and more workers open up per round. But anyway, that's kind of just an example of the player board. So I'll lay that right here. So that's your player board. Kind of a robust manual here. It's let's see here, looks like a 20-page manual, and it goes through all the different things you can do in the game. So it's tons of different stuff you can do in the game, and it goes through it. It looks like it's all in alphabetical type order, so that's good. And then, so that's the reference manual. Again, I think it's more. This is more of an index kind of thing. So it's these are the almanac to the game. Okay, so that's not the almanac. All right, and then you have, I think this is the actual manual. So that is the almanac, and then this is, yeah, here you go. Here, this is the rule book here. Again, let's see how many pages this is. This is 24 pages to the rule book. So it gives all your components and everything in here. So you can see there's a lot of stuff. How to set up the game, how to set it up for where to put the components in the trays here. So let's see here. So just a lot of good stuff in here. It looks like it's done pretty well. Again, I've watched a ton of videos on it, but I'll have to go through the manual and everything first just to look at that, how to breed animals and stuff. Different islands you can get. So yeah, so you have to build warships and build Viking ships and go out and raid and pillage, or you can do more peaceful activities. So all right, so that is the rule book here. So another manual here. It looks like the appendix, and this is going to come in handy to use a lot. This is looks like a 16-page manual appendix, and this is going to tell you about all your different actions you can take and all the. It lists all the different types of cards, all the different types of actions. So if you're not sure what to do on the action board or the player board, it explains it all. And it looks like it is a ton. There's a lot of information in here, but again, it's from what I can see in the playthroughs I've watched, everything is like number coded and everything, so you can kind of look up stuff there. So, and it explains what to do and everything. So again, very detailed, all the different items in the game, what they're used for and everything. So all right, so that is the appendix. All right, now are going to be the tons and millions of components and everything that you can take out. So these actually are these are the player boards. So let's see here. I'm not going to take them out right now, but so these are the player boards. These are how you get income and everything and get goods. You try to cover up your goods with items and everything. These are for your ships and everything. This is the feast board. So every round, you're gonna start off with a player pool with your workers and everything in here, and then there's 6 rounds on this side, and I think that's the shorter game, and which is a tighter game. And then there's a 7-round game, so you can play either one of them. I guess this, like I said, the 6th round is a lot tighter and a lot more, I don't want to say competitive, but I guess it's a little more competitive. But the 7-round game is a little bit looser and easier going. But it's not like a cutthroat type game. But again, what you're trying to do is you're trying to build, you're trying to fill these with items that you get through raiding and pillaging and crafting and whatnot, and try to fill your player board. These are all negative points you'll get if you don't fill them. So your goal is to kind of fill this board as much as possible. There's items on the board that you can fill, like this is a mead, which you can use for feasts and for whatnot. These are like a wood resource, but again, I'm not going to totally go into it. This is for breeding and stuff in here. So that's kind of just these are player boards right here. Nice thick card stock. So nice component quality there. All right, now the fun part here. Let's see if I can get these out. Just going to take these all out of the box. I'm not going to actually punch them out here on video, but show you a little bit about each one of them. I think I am going to at least take the plastic off of these. I mean the paper. Show you these because, again, this is the fun part of the game. I love doing this stuff. So these are your components and everything. These are different items you can get through crafting and raiding and pillaging. They all have number values and different they will go on different player boards. So that is kind of like your in your ships there and your items. And then this is an example of like a hut or a house you can get. And again, you get negative points if you don't cover them, but you can also get various items and store various items in it. This right here are your the top parts. So those are your mountain boards. Those are mountain resources and stuff you can get through doing going mining. There's some coins and more ships and some more feast items there right here. These are more coins and stuff. And on top, those are just different items and stuff. And you can upgrade items. You can all kinds of stuff you can do. Again, another player board, another board with all the different ships and items and stuff in it. We're gonna have some fun doing all that stuff later. These are some crafting items you can get. Well, up top I think are hunting items. These are like pelts and stuff you can get. The bottom, those are coats and stuff you can craft. Skin and bones, and the coins come in groups too, so you don't always have to get single coins, which is nice. You can get them in groups and everything. So some different items you can get through hunting and fishing and whatnot. I think these are just different feasting items in here. These are your cattle and stuff you can get. You can breed the cattle and everything. Some cloth, I think, over here. And just different types of food. Again, a couple more different huts and everything you can purchase. And then this is a couple other huts here you can purchase. You can store your use to store resources with too. Again, some more examples of, I think that's a bedroll there. You can craft those. Not sure exactly what these are. Oh, I think those are squirrel pelts actually. So yeah, some examples there. Tons and tons of stuff, tons of resources and stuff. Again, these are stuff you can store resources on. They don't have any type of stuff you have to cover, but you can just store your extra resources on there. Coats you can craft if you decide to become like a crafter. Looks like another mountain board here. And some more cattle. And again, the back of the cattle right here shows them when they're pregnant. So one round they'll be pregnant, and the next round you'll get the extra cattle. And again, the back in the, so you notice on here, the front part of these are like orange and green, and then if you flip on the back here, they become blue and red. So it's kind of like you upgrade them. Blue is the higher upgrade. And there are different rules for placement of tiles on stuff, adjacency rules and stuff like that. So when you want to upgrade them, even though they're the same size, to fill your boards. And now this right here is the board that all your specialty items are going to go on. That's the English crown, I think, right there. That you get special victory points for that. But this is a board in order to place all those items on. And then again, some more barrels and whatnot. Stuff you can upgrade. Here, upgrades from green to blue. So yeah. So some more of these. I'll just quickly show you these. Again, more islands and huts and everything in cloth, and tons of components, definitely. And I didn't show you some of the earlier boards with the backs on, but the backs on are going to be like the blues, different colors and everything. And here are the sheep and stuff. You can get sheep. I think these are the pregnant sheep right here. And these are the... and these might be the pregnant sheep. Then we have different treasures and stuff you can get through pillaging and raiding. And more coin groups. Different types of ships there. They have special Viking names for the ships and everything. Some more sheep. More, I think those are cabbages. The cabbages can upgrade into racks of ribs there, which are very tasty there. Just a couple more here. Okay, now here are the islands. These are different islands that you can bid on. Once you build ships and stuff, you can go and explore new lands and get these islands. And some of the islands have like income tracks on them, like these right here, which you have to cover the incomes in order to get the lowest the incomes. The special rules for that. More items on the islands. Some of the islands don't have any items and just have income. Some of them have a variety of both. These, I've seen them both, and they have backsides to them too. because at different points in the game, the islands are available, and they change to different other islands later in the game, and they all have like victory points on them, and they tell you how many negatives they have on them, so you have to try to cover those with items. But again, they can generate resources every round if you have them. And a couple more islands here. There's Greenland and Iceland. Again, so different income levels and different stuff in them. See, Greenland right here, as you can see, doesn't have a lot of income on them, but it does have a lot of items you can get, and Iceland has more income on them. So again, Newfoundland and Labrador. Again, more items and stuff. So we're gonna have it's gonna probably take us a couple hours just to get all the stuff in the box into our trays here, and then you can actually get extra ships and everything here. I think spots for extra ships. Actually, I think those are for placing the ships in the market there. So before you build them, you can place all the ships there. So again, more coins and everything. Lots of money in the game. And these are ships once they've emigrated, which you get victory points for. These are the regular ships, and then you can emigrate, and they give you more victory points, and they also help to cover your feast board there, so you don't have to feed your people as much. Again, this is right here. This is a round marker, and again, there's 12 actions on every round. And again, which seems like a lot, but a lot of these actions you don't really even have to take, or especially in the first early rounds or later rounds, you don't always take all the actions in here. So they go by fairly quickly. And a lot of these actions you can take simultaneously between players, so it doesn't take a ton of time. Again, and these right here are for special. You can imitate another player's action, because once a player on the actual board picks an action, that is all that player can do. That player can only do that one action. Other players won't be able to do that similar action unless they have like one of these on them, which allows you to imitate an action in a certain round. Now the solo player game works. You use two different colors of meeples there, and you leave one after your first round. You leave that one color of meeples on there to mimic. So you can't do the same action in two different rounds, is basically what it amounts to. So, but it's a very good solo player game from what I've seen, and that is it. But you can see there's tons and tons of components to this game. So those are just there, and again, these are definitely occupation cards and weapons and things like that. So alright, so I thought there was more of them, but I guess maybe not. But anyway, just tons and tons of stuff. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of how big this game is. Again, we're going to probably do a few solo playthroughs off camera just to get used to it, and we may do a solo playthrough on camera, I'm not sure, or we may just wait until we have our game group together, because we do have a Higher Ground gaming group, which has been active on the last couple of months on Saturdays, which we just have a few members right now, but we may get do a couple of videos and maybe get a little bit better camera setup and everything, and possibly do some playthroughs on Higher Ground Gaming. So we'll do some board games on it too, in addition to our other stuff. So alright, so I just wanted to show you this. Again, lots of components, lots of stuff on here, which I like. So that is A Feast for Odin. So thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to see a playthrough on this game later on, let us know. We also have some other unboxings of games we're going to show later on. We have Robin Hood and His Merry Men, amongst a few others which we expect to get this month or in the upcoming months, games that we sponsor on Kickstarter or that we've just ordered. So thank you for joining me. It's been from Higher Ground Gaming, and we will see you in our next unboxing video. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.